I'm WoodenCreationz. Today, I think I created a better mousetrap. Check it out.
And that is today's one-day build. It is making one of these lights. If you come up with your own solution to this and it's slightly different than this, I would love to see pictures in the comments. That would be awesome.
That video inspired me to design my own LED light stand. My goal was to build one that was more rigid, half the cost, and I had some ideas to make it more functional. I've always felt I had excellent lighting, but after purchasing this LED light, I realized I was completely wrong, and this little light is a total game changer. Check out how dark this tank appears without the LED light, and then notice how much brighter the tank looks when I turn on the LED light. I realized that's how lighting works, but the same goes for this baking soda box. By shining two LEDs on this box, it completely removes all the shadows and instantly makes this box more appealing and more enjoyable to look at. This light has the ability to control the brightness as well as the ability to choose your color temperature from 3300 Kelvin to 5600 Kelvin. This assembly is probably one of the easiest you'll ever do as everything just screws together. I've listed all the parts in the description below should you decide to make one for yourself. We start by screwing on the base piece that comes with the LED light to the bottom. Next we put on what's called a mini ball head, and this is typically used on tripods and is amazing at rotating the LED light to any angle you desire. Now I use a 3/8 inch 16 female to 1/4 20 male thread reducer adapter so we can get our microphone stand to connect to our light. All that's left is to screw the thread reducer to the mini ball head and assembly is now complete. Note, this LED light doesn't come with a power adapter, and me being cheap, I bought the cheapest 12-volt power supply I could find on Amazon at $3.99. While an amazing price, the cable is rather short. So I'm going to show you how I extended the cable, but you can skip this step by purchasing a 4-foot cable or longer for about $8 and save yourself the trouble. With the cable unplugged, I cut off the adapter end, making sure to leave myself enough cable to strip later. I snip away at the outer sheathing until finally I see a black and red cable. And then I strip those wires back with a healthy amount of wire showing. Then using a long section of spare speaker wire, I snip and peel both ends and strip those wires as well. Next I cut a section of heat shrink tubing, making sure to slip it on now so I don't forget later. Then it's off to soldering. I need to keep track of which wire I solder the positive wire to and which one I solder the negative to. There's a little trick I do to make this easier on myself, and that is on most wires, such as this speaker wire and electrical cords, there'll be a solid or dashed line on the cord. This represents the positive wire. So sticking with the standard, I solder the red wire onto the wire with the white line, and this will let me know later down the road which wire is the positive one. To keep my connections from getting accidentally tugged apart or shorting out, I wrap them with electrical tape, then use heat shrink over top of them, giving me a nice tight connection. And just like that, our short 12-volt adapter cord now fits an arm perfectly and allows us to reach to any outlet. Now it's time for some hot action on the 3D printer as I've designed some 3D clips to hold your cable to the arm. I'll have a link in the description below if you want to print some for yourself, and again, these are absolutely free. And again, if you don't have a 3D printer, you can always use zip ties or electrical tape, so don't sweat it. But the beauty of these clips is they make a positive click when you install them, and they also allow the cord to freely slide back and forth as you move the arm. There are two ways you can mount this arm, the first being the included clamp that comes with it. It's actually a very impressive clamp that holds very well and doesn't slip. Also, there's a knob to tighten the arm to prevent it from swiveling, and it does a great job. I chose a different option as my workbench is too thick, and I drilled a hole in it and placed the arm in it. This arm not only is strong enough to hold the light, it can also hold my DSLR and the light, which totally blew my mind as now I can get tighter shots where my tripods can't go, especially backed up against my backdrop or in tight corners in future videos. The best part of this arm has to be the amount of control you have with all the knobs. You can easily bend, swivel, and lower the arm at any angle, and it won't drop, droop, or fight you when you let go. And while I had plans for just putting one light in this workbench, I've decided I can't live without two at this workbench. So as the amount of light really improves the quality of my videos and pictures, I'm sure I'll use these for a long time to come. So there you have it, my version of the extending, swiveling LED light stand that could be multifunctional for bringing more light into your workbench or getting a little tighter video action the next time you film. So what do you think of my LED light stand? Do you have a better idea? If so, let me know in the comments below. Also, have you smashed that subscribe yet? If not, give it a little tickle, and I'll catch you all again in the next one.